As dumbphones continue to gain popularity, skepticism about their usefulness grows. Many people are asking, are they actually helpful in reducing screen time? Are dumbphones a sustainable choice for most people? Do they work? Or are they just a trend that will fade quickly? Luckily, a new Stanford study helps answer some of these questions. Today on Moving Offline, we'll walk through 3 evidence-based reasons dumbphones work, plus a simple framework you can use to get the same results. I highly encourage you to read this study yourself, so I'm going to include it in the description of this podcast as well. Anyways, let us get started with reason number 1. They remove the temptation by design. The study used the iPhone 2, a device I've personally used for the past 5 years. It doesn't have social media feeds, browsing capabilities, or infinite scrolling. As a result, the device is incapable of sucking you into the doom scroll vortex many of us are used to. Participants were divided into 3 groups: the control, people who kept their smartphones; high interest, people who wanted to switch and were given a light phone; and treatment, people who agreed to participate and were randomly given the light phone. Right away, the researchers found the dumbphone did what it was built to do. People checked their phones and social feeds a lot less. You can see it in the study's graphs that both the high interest and treatment groups show a sharp decline in social media and phone checks after switching to a basic device. That's one of the biggest takeaways for me. When you opt to use a device designed to do less, your behavior follows. This is why I am a huge advocate of small screens, e-ink, and other friction technologies. When you remove the hooks, the behavior changes pretty fast. Now there's a little bit of nuance here. The change isn't perfectly linear. You won't go from 100 usage to 0 overnight. The study shows a big initial drop followed by a slight rebound, which is normal. You might need to check WhatsApp or Instagram occasionally, but because those apps are in your pocket all the time, you will not be engaging the way you were before. The summary for this first reason is that when we change the environment, you also change the behavior. So whenever you adopt a simple phone, you're also going to experience those benefits. But the study doesn't end there. Reason number 2 is that they amplify the agency of a motivated user. This is probably my favorite part of the study. The researchers didn't just measure minutes. They measure how people felt about their phones. Participants who chose the experiment reported greater perceived control and less dependency. This matches my experience. After owning dumbphones for the past 5 to 6 years, I've always felt empowered because it forces me to reclaim parts of my brain that I had offloaded to smartphones. I still remember the first time I drove without a GPS. It was a bit scary, but refreshing to explore the city without every detail handed to me. And this study backs this up. Switching to a basic phone produced a significant drop in reported phone dependency, and the high-interest volunteers, meaning the people who wanted to change, they experienced an even larger immediate decline. People who were assigned a device sometimes felt a short-term spike in dependency before adapting. Now, that's the most important part to me. It shows that people eventually adapt. Yes, there is some initial discomfort, and that can be a barrier. I hear it pretty much every day with emails and messages that tell me, Jose, I want a dumbphone, but I still want Spotify and WhatsApp and GPS. And what I tell to those people is, eventually you will not miss those things. Yes, navigating without a GPS will be awkward at first, but then you will remember the routes and feel more confident. Yes, waiting at the check-in counter without scrolling will feel boring in the beginning. But over time, you're going to bring a notebook, you're going to make notes, or just simply observe and sit there and listen to a conversation. And of course, there is a barrier to rebuilding your music library instead of using a streaming service. But you're going to savor it more and use it more deliberately than whatever AI-controlled algorithm is delivering you music right now. The summary for reason number 2 is that you're going to regain skills and abilities over time once you switch to a dumbphone, and eventually you'll adapt and won't miss the smartphone. And then we finally arrive to reason number 3. They reduce FOMO and social comparison. This was quite peculiar to me, because a lot of people think that when they're going to switch to a dumbphone, they're going to lose connection to their social ties. But the volunteers in the study reported less fear of missing out and higher life satisfaction during the period that they used the dumb phone. That is a massive headline. When you remove feeds and notifications, you also remove the stream of social signals to compare yourself against others. For many people who choose the minimal device, that translated into noticeable less low-grade social anxiety. I want to give you a little bit of a reality check though. A dumb phone is not a magic pill. The study found that there was no reliable moment-to-moment positive mood, alertness, sense of connection, or depression for the average user. In short, what this means is that you shouldn't expect instant joy just because you switch to a smaller screen. Your days are not going to get rosier and your breakup is not going to get better just because you switch to a dumb phone. The reality is that mood and feelings are complex parts of the human environment, so do not expect massive changes, but you can expect less stress and less social signaling and less overwhelming thoughts coming to you each and every day. Now, there is even a more reassuring part that your friendships are not going to evaporate. Many people think that because they don't have the apps or WhatsApp or Facebook, their friends are not going to contact them. But the study found that there was no drop in perceived closeness to friends over the time period. So again, a minimal device can coexist with your meaningful social ties, with your significant others, with your parents. And if switching to a dumb phone is the reason that your friends don't want to talk to you, you may need to check who your friends are. So to put it all together, reason number 3, when you switch to a dumb phone, you're going to have less stress, less FOMO, and less social comparison. Before we go into the framework for today, I want to remind you that motivation is the multiplier. This is the through line of the whole study. Motivation multiplies the effect of the dumb phone. The device reliably reduces use, but only people who wanted the change, meaning those people that had an intrinsic motivation to embrace a simple life, translated the effects to measurable well-being gains. Less stress, higher life satisfaction, more productivity, less FOMO, you name it. All of the effects were experienced by people that actually wanted to embrace the life. People who were assigned the device, they cut usage too, sometimes sharply at first, but they didn't show the same psychological benefits. So if you're thinking about switching to the offline life to a dumb phone, make sure that you check your motivations. Now we're going to take all of these findings and put them into a practical framework. I have included a PDF with this framework in the description of this podcast. You can download it for free in the link below. Make sure to check it out. We're going to use the word light as an acronym because the study researchers use the phrase going light. And what does that really mean? We're going to find out right now on this framework. The letter L is limit by design. When you remove distractions, time-sucking apps from your phone and laptop, you will experience a greater degree of mental freedom. I would even go as far as to using dedicated devices during your experiment. Use a music player for music, a GPS dedicated device for directions, and your phone for calls and texts. Apps are designed by big tech to monopolize your attention, so when you remove them from your environment, you will experience less distractions. The letter I is intend clearly. You have to have a reason in order to move offline. Whether it is stress reduction, focus time, family time, you have to write your reason and put it visibly somewhere. In your fridge, on your counter, at work, as a sticky note in front of your monitor. Whatever it is, your reason, it needs to be visible and a constant reminder of why you're doing this. Smartphones, laptops, and other distracting technologies are going to pull you in. Whenever you see that reason, you're going to re-engage and reinforce that commitment to the simple life. Now we go to the letter G. Give it at least 2 weeks, and then extend it if it goes well. You need to have a predetermined amount of time that you're going to try this experiment. And again, it's just an experiment. At least 2 weeks, if not a full month, where you can see all the progress and all the focus that you regain during this time period. It can be during an upcoming vacation or a time where you're not too busy. That way it doesn't disrupt your regular work. But decide on a time frame, 2 weeks at least, a month is preferred. Now let's go to letter H, habits and replacements. The offline life may get a little tough from time to time, so you need to prepare with alternatives. A short walk, a notebook exercise, breathing, or going to the gym. Whatever it is that you decide to do in offline life, just remember, you're going to get bored, you're going to experience some growing pains, your mind will be stretched, and that's the moment that you're going to be tempted to go back to the negative loops. Write down a lot of activities that are enjoyable to you, and those same activities will stand as protection whenever you're tempted to go back to the online vortex. Finally, we arrived at the letter T, which is track outcomes. Make a simple table, a graph that allows you to rate stress, life satisfaction, FOMO, and perceived control from day 0 to day 14, or day 30 if you decide to do a month. You're going to plot them, you're going to give it a score, and you can average them at the end of the experiment to see what it actually did for your life. Having this data is extremely important during the reflection part of the experiment because you will actually be able to see whether it worked or not, or which areas worked and which areas did not, and you'll be able to adjust accordingly to the results of your data. So to recap, the LIGHT method is L, limit by design, I, intend clearly, G, give it at least 2 weeks, H, habits and replacements, and T, track outcomes. A reminder that I have included a PDF with the framework and some other helpful tools for your perusal. Again, I want to challenge you to try LIGHT for at least 2 weeks, log the simple metrics, compare at the start and finish, and see where you feel most satisfied. This study was a great exercise for me to see that the Dumbphone life is not just anecdotes, it's actual data being evaluated by researchers. And I'm excited to see even more studies in the future. As a note, I'd like to say that I have invited the researchers from the study to come to the Moving Offline podcast, so we will have them soon, giving us even more insights into this study, how it happened, what was important, what was relevant, and some of their conclusions. So stay tuned to the feed for that. Thank you for listening to Moving Offline. I have always appreciated your support. If this podcast was helpful and the tools and resources were helpful as well, make sure to forward it to a friend or family member that may need to hear it and that may need to understand a little bit more about Dumbphones and the simple life. Again, thank you for your support and see you next time.